It's the weekend. Kuna mkutipulika ni kukanere 97.7 FM chasono hapa tiambenge chidumbirano chitu na dada Teleman Zulu kula kumsumba wa Lusaka kwa imwe mose mwene imwe mwangu panikizgira kweneso mwanguwa wakumanyisikika mwakwenerera kuti ndodomeko ii ya mbengepo chasono hapa tentipulike danke utenga wa kuziri wankanira ngeti ndi uyu ndipo mwanteula pake tiwe kuyamba chidumbirano chitu. Views expressed on this program do not in any way represent those of the radio station or indeed its presenters, therefore will not be held accountable for the effects it may cause. Baterezi kose kweneko mungawa nyengo ira ya fika sono timpokereni ku ndondomeko ya kumufikani kufumira kuno ku Kanele FM. Wakumpirani program hii misegano ndine Steven Nkoma ndipo pamakina pali John Zaiwan Mseteka na Edward Banda. Mwatandaraula dada Zulu.
Hello.
Mwatandaraula dada Zulu.
Hello makora mwatandarauli.
Ningapempako kuti makina yeneo mkuteveteska kuti mutipulikireko yaveko pataliko mazgo chifuko ya kucherwa kuti ya mfikeni.
Ankoma, I can get you on Facebook, but I can't get you on my line.
Okay. Kuna kasuzgo pachoko waka kama kina kwene ya kufipa mtima chara kasuzgo waka tika pwasule mundodomeko za kupambana kasuzgo waka tika pwasule mundodomeko za kupambana tiezga kudumbizgana sono na dada Azulu dada Azulu munganipulika okay.
Nampulikani clearly sono.
Nongere chomene adada Zulu timpokereni chamise chiweme.
Yewa dada.
Adada mukatola kuluwande muvisola vya chisanisani vya chirimika cha 2021 patikiti ya chipani cha UPND nyengo hiyo chikava cha kususka boma kwa sono pano nchakuusa boma kwene mwasokalanji muvisola vira mukatondeka kuruska panji muli kuruskiwa muli kupola kunthendaira ya kuruskiwa
mwasoka panke mwamwashi mkonzi cha kwamba nkumbani mwongeni pakunipa nyengo kaili chilimika na hapu cha jumba hapo tikayoeskana kutiti kwa skani na wantu kuchikaya ya uneneswa kwa kuti umuine nkazira mndare nkamanya pasi pa mtima kuti kuli wina na luza kweneso nkamanya kuti Eastern Province in general kuyambira nyimba mpaka chama ni bedroom ya PF sono kaili mavoti vantu vovotera aidha chipani oro kuvotera muntu kwene nkamanya kuti it will not be an easy task chifukwa chakuti chila nchipinda cha PF and remember, don't forget that we are coming from a time when even campaigning was almost prohibited. So zikavandale zosuzga kwene ngamanya kuti paratawina ni mwavi kwene paratawina as Chipani. I was very sure that the party would win, but I was also very sure that it would be very difficult for me to win the election. If you ask those I sat with, my campaign manager Rapid Mwanza, my political tutor Timangale, Chair Lady Angela, Chair Lady Jenny Mwandira, wose day yotka votanga. I only told them on the day we are going for voting. I told them, guys, we are going to vote this morning, but we have lost the election. And they laughed. They said, imwe mungaruza cha. Panke ya MP wangaruza. Kwena imwe parije poruzira cha. Because you have no opponent. So, me, I knew exactly where we could lose the election. So it was not a shock, actually.
Did you lose hope before the day for voting, for you to come out the way you did?
So when you go into a match, Man City is playing Wolves. Manchester United versus Wolves. The coach understands that this team is stronger than us. So you deploy a formation. So we deployed a defensive formation. Remember, we had our campaign people on the ground. One of them, the strong men on the ground, and the highest number of votes in Lundazi is from a central ward, which is Mnyamazi. So what we did, we got Pumuro Zulu.
Okay.
Who was not supposed to be the candidate from Mnyamazi. He was supposed to be candidate from Hamba Ward, you remember?
Okay.
So we deployed him to Mnyamazi, which had more votes. So we deployed the defensive mechanism because we knew we were getting into a tough game. But when Pumuro was deployed to Mnyamazi Ward, there was a group of thugs, Yavene Kasasi, I can mention them names now because they were brothers.
Okay.
Our youths from the PF, they beat Pumuro almost to death.
Oh, sure.
So this was a ward councillor candidate for UPND. Beaten, hospitalized, butchered. He could not hold meetings. Our campaign team, Venarapidi, Timangale, and the rest were actually arrested a day before elections, up to the day of elections. Then, when we went to the border area, Kuchirola, Kundonda uko, we discovered a lot of Malawians who were registered as voters to come and vote in Zambia. So those were issues my parliamentary candidate, Honorable Shota Nkunika, and myself knew about before elections. And we talked, we said, okay, we are in for it. This is a tough game. A plane was parked at police there. I think you saw a plane during the week of elections. It was there for almost 1 week. 320 police officers were deployed to protect Malawians along the border to enter, to come and vote and go back.
Wow.
We were given that intelligence information. So
intelligence from the opposition. How possible is that?
No, we had our own people.
Okay.
We had our own people in the ruling party. Like right now, don't be fooled.
No.
PF has people in the government right now.
Wow.
Remember, all council secretaries were employed by PF. All district administrative officers, the DAOs, were employed by the PF. So a DAO is someone who is in the line of a PS, administratively. At province level, you have a PS. Then you have cabinet secretary. So at the district, you have the DAO. This lineage is a government system. So the government system is PF. But we had our own people in the whole system. We had the people in the police, we had them.
Okay.
But the people in the intelligence, we had them. Right now, they also have them.
Mr. Zulu, during that particular time, we were reliably informed that UPND candidates, a majority of you sponsored yourselves. The party didn't sponsor you that much. Where did you gain the courage from to waste your own money, your own resources at the expense of just losing an election? An election you already knew that you were going to lose.
So, UPND was in opposition for more than 20 years prior to 2021 elections. So, me, ordinarily, let me talk about myself because I think this program is more centered about me than the party itself because I'm not the party spokesperson. So, prior to 2021 elections, there are people who followed me because me, I'm a businessman. I'm not a politician naturally, no. I'm a very hardworking young man. And those who know me, they know how much I'm committed to what I do. So, Mr. Timangale Mbeba followed me first at home in 2012.
Okay.
He came again to my house in 2014 because Timangale, he is my uncle. We are related.
Okay.
So when there is a funeral in Lusaka, a family issue, he would come sent by the chief because here in Lusaka, I represent the chief.
Okay.
So he would send him to me. And then we would settle matters of the family Kumaliro and all these other issues. And it is still the same up to now. So he would tell me about Nkai Paratargasima, Tachezga. He would tell me about UPND. And I would ask him more about politics. One sentence which always came out of his mouth is, Uyokanandale, Ngotakana Shtukuko. Uyokana Shtukuko, Nishiwakana Kuvira Banyaki.
Okay.
Uyokana Kuvira Banyaki, Nishiwakana Kurekariga, and Ngotuaije Pindu Wachuta.
Yeah.
That was Timangare. I think these are his weights. Literally, and I'm sure I would be very happy if he goes in and confirms.
Okay.
The next person who came in was Martin Tembo. He's a good friend, childhood friend of mine.
Okay.
Party treasurer Kurundazi. Then, after some years, what was shocking in 2019 to me was the coming in of what's his name now? He's a truck driver at Sonenge Francis.
No.
He encouraged me to stand. Now, look, what I'm saying is shocking because Sonenge Francis is PF. He told me we don't have a preferred PF candidate because some of our candidates in PF are thieves.
Oh, goodness.
They stole from the community. They stole fertilizer, all this. And if you heard my campaign, it was centered on some of the messages that I was given by PF.
Okay.
Yes. So I came on board. They requested me to stand. They encouraged me. But now I began now to learn more about what politics is all about. There are some bitter things I learned about politics. There are good things I learned about politics. I also learned what politics can do good to society and what politics can do bad to society.
All right.
So there were a lot of lessons, my brother, which I learned there.
We also found out, Mr. Zulu, that after you losing that particular election, like you've confirmed that you foresaw it coming to pass, but the stance of the party was to petition that particular election. They strongly stood for that, but you still rejected that stance from the party. And word went round that actually you were not very much concerned of that because you were expecting an appointment from President Hakainde Hichilema. How true were these issues, and has that particular appointment come forth?
So the president was very clear in his stance about petitions.
Yeah.
in his address to Parliament that, and I think it is still his stance, that he's against wastage of national resources through by-elections.
Okay. I
believe that is still his stance now. And I wrote on that same issue. You know, after elections, there were Malawians who were ready to testify in court in Zambia. I have photos, okay, and then you only petition an election if you have a grievance, if you are the loser. So we had some photos, some Malawians, some photocopies of NRCs and voters' cards, accompanied with voters' cards.
Okay.
Then also, we had, I still have the receipts of admission of duty when our campaign team was arrested on the voting day. So we had no monitoring mechanism on the voting. Now, look, I looked at the history of voting pattern in Rhodas. I may be wrong here. I stand to be corrected. But I think at presidential level, we never exceeded 5,000 votes. In the previous election, we got more than 13,000 votes. As a candidate, council chairperson candidate myself, I equally got over 13,000 votes. The person who was coming number 3, because there was number 1 who was got between 21 to 22,000, I think, also got more than 8,000 votes. So if you add all the votes for those who were opposing the ruling party, we were actually close to 30,000. We were more than the one who won.
Okay.
So we divided, in opposition, we divided our own votes and we created our own fate. So the winner was chosen from a background that we divided ourselves. What sent other people to also contest, it could have been the will of God that said, oh, you contest, divide elections because I want this one to be the leader. And so biblically, I believe that leaders are chosen by human beings, but they can only be anointed by God if they do his will. So the elections is all about choosing.
But do you think the evidence that you had were enough to overturn the election result that year?
First of all, I'm not the judge, but any evidence presented to the courts of law may be examined. And you present it with the hope that the court should set a precedence. That this is wrong, it should never happen, because our democratic dispensation of this country is determined by foreigners. I'm sorry to say this, and it's honest. Those who can carry their own independent research, because this is on radio, it's online, it's news, it's everywhere. There are Malawians in huge numbers registered as voters in Zambia with NRCs in Zambia. Yesterday you were interviewing a PFU chairman who accepted that this is what used to happen and it is a wrong which should not happen. I listened to that program, the morning program.
The Nchemoinu Breakfast Show.
The Nchemoinu Breakfast Show. I listened to it because I follow it every day. So I listened and he confessed and he was very pragmatic and sincere. A very honest youth. He said this used to happen and it should not continue. So on those grounds, I'm very sure it could have been petitioned. And we could have won the petition. Now here's the question. Why didn't I petition? One.
Yes, Mr. Zulu, go ahead.
To petition an election in that case on those grounds meant that, one, we should be able to sue the Electoral Commission of Zambia as the first respondent. Because of issuing a voter's card to illegitimate voters. Secondly, the respondent, second respondent should have been the Home Affairs Ministry for issuing NRCs, because ECZ issues voters cards to anyone who is a holder of an NRC and has attained the age of 18 before voting. You know, it's constitutional.
Yeah.
So now, if you are suing Home Affairs, and we are UPND, and I'm part of that UPND, it means we are suing our own government.
Okay.
And I did not want to take my own government to court. I do not intend to do so today. I did not intend to do so yesterday. I do not intend to do so tomorrow. But then, above all, let us not forget that this would have meant the nullification of election of a parliamentary seat and a council chairperson seat. But in all fairness, I think Brenda won the seat overwhelmingly. Gordon Tembo won the seat overwhelmingly. Even when we had those malpractices. And I found no reason, sincerely, at that time to petition, because I personally was not ready to go for a rerun, because elections were very expensive and I had run out of my money.
Goodness.
Because we self-sponsored ourselves. Remember, I sold my lodge, which was at window level in Kabwe. I sold it around 780,000, a property that is worth more than 2 million, because I needed money desperately for campaign. And so I lost that property. My car was extensively damaged. When leaving, I even left it with my campaign manager, Rapid. I think you are aware.
Have you recovered from all that loss?
So there is no recovery, because how you only recover if it's business, it's an investment. But that was a sacrifice, and nobody recovers from sacrifice. If you ask Jesus today, have you recovered from the nails on the cross? Jesus will tell you the only recovery he had was to ask humanity to stop what we are doing. His blood is shed for us. That's all. And so for me, my blood was shed for democracy in Zambia, because I'm trying to ask myself, if UPND had lost, where would HH be today? With that PF, not this PF you know today, no. This is a transformed PF completely. But with the PF of that time, where would be HH today?
All right.
Where would I be today?
So in short,
where would Pumulo be today?
So in short, you mean on the other side, you won?
Because we won as a party in the general election and UPND formed the government. You should have seen how much I danced when HH was declared president. I was extremely happy, because I knew transformation and change has come. The change I believed in during campaign, at that time, I knew it had come. You asked me a very important question. Did I decide not to petition because I was expecting an appointment from President HH? Now, look, an appointment is a prerogative of the president. Being chosen to represent the party in Lundazi, and me, I'm a businessman, you know that. At that time, to represent the party, I sat on the same poster with the president, with my ward chairman, with my councillors, 10 of them, with my parliamentary candidate, Shawota Mkonika, on the same poster. For me, it was a privilege, but I knew that being appointed is a prerogative of the president.
Mr. Zulu, we are well aware.
Was I expecting it? Yes. Because I worked.
We are well aware, Mr. Zulu, that the issue I've talked about of giving NRCs to foreigners to vote. Our intel tells us that you had a conversation with the president then that once he won the election, he would appoint you as a representative of the country to our neighboring Malawi so that this matter can be resolved. Unfortunately, that did not happen. And the appointment he made for that representative, it received a lot of questions. People complained about it, that elderly people are still being given these positions. Others opted for either you or Mr. Mbeva Timangale. You people that fought for the president from Lundazi itself, you haven't been appointed yet. Do you still feel disappointed at some point?
Look, His Excellency the Ambassador to Malawi Panji Kaunda is a bona fide member of the UPND. And I'm not privy to the processes of appointment. Am I disappointed myself? I've not been appointed to be disappointed. So
you've been promised. Of course, a promise to a certain extent may be.
But then listen, when you hear that we had a conversation with the president, blah, blah, blah. No, you see, during campaigns, the president speaks to a lot of people. I've never shared that with anyone. I don't remember that we had a conversation. I've never shared it. It may be true, it may not be true. I can't remember, but I've never shared it.
Kuna nkulundaza Zulu vivuati vikupulika. Let's not hide from that particular fact.
So the issue at hand is the president assembled a team to govern. And the first frontline team you assemble when you go into a war are your candidates. Okay? You create a team that will fight this battle called an election.
Yeah.
Because now we don't fight with guns, we fight with a ballot. So you create this battle called an election and you send your frontline soldiers. Kuti imwe rutani. Para muruta, you carry gun number 1. Bullet number 1 para mwana samagwa paila and kuti setelaza zamkizga. Bullet number 2, mwagwa paila kuti vandu ufuti zamkizga. Bullet number 3, mwagwa paila and kuti maraiti zamkizga. Kurundazi uko kwa mbamba maji kose zamfika. So these are bullets you carry. Equipped as a frontline soldier. Now, once I'm defeated, but I'm still alive, my general, who is a person deployed me in the front line, first calls me, okay?
Yeah.
Say, Mana, well done, congratulations. From here, how do we move forward? That hasn't happened to me personally, okay?
Okay.
So when you are saying, do you feel disappointed? My general hasn't yet called me. So I'm still waiting for my general to call me to say, Mana, come here. We fought this battle. You ran your race. Congratulations, we won. And I am now deploying you to this other mission. Because you can't be deployed, you win and then you are forgotten. No, that's not how you run the military.
You seem to be.
Think that's not it.
You seem to be too patient, Mr. Zulu. Don't you think 2026 is fast approaching for another general election?
I equally don't understand why I'm too patient, but I have to.
Okay.
Remember, our Mnyamazi Ward councillor, Pumulo Zulu, came out of politics and is now a political activist. Yes, but I've taken a path to say, oh, okay, here we are looking up to our general. We have not been deployed to another mission, and I'm sure maybe he has plans to redeploy us for other missions. It's up to the general, the command.
You trusted so much in the leadership of President Hakainde Hichilema in opposition then, and now in the ruling government. Has he delivered to your expectation as a member of the ruling party?
So, it's like a prophet Isaiah. You know, you take people to the promised land and you go to preach, to say where we go, this is what we will get, and this is the land we are promising you of honey and milk, ABCD. So once you reach there, people, the expectation is that makara musu makuni ya mlanga mbwe uchi wambokuwa. Kaili mkayoya kuti uchi wizengi. Mkaka wa yambokuwa. So para wakarapo chomene para zura chaya wandu waku ukilenge na. Kuti uchi uringu uyu mkanena. Mkaka uringu. So there are things that we promised are in the process. Look, when UPND was forming government,
yes, sir,
we knew there was a heavy debt burden. And no sound UPND leader should complain about the debt burden, and it should not be referred to as the problem which has caused Zambia where it is. Because we preached that Bali will fix, Bali will pay. UPND government had devised mechanisms of how to pay debt. So if you ask me to say, are you happy with what so far you have achieved as UPND government? I am aware that prior to 2021 elections, we had load shedding.
Yeah.
Load shedding has reduced drastically in most parts of Zambia, but it is pathetic in Rundas.
Too much. We are in hell here, sir.
It is pathetic in Rundas. This issue was raised in Parliament by the current sitting MP. Okay? I listened to it. I heard the answer. What I can tell you is that 3 turbines were running from the new Kafue Gorge. UPND paid the balance amount of money to run Kafue at full scale. 5 turbines now are running to generate the power that it is generating. Now, who is not connecting Lundas to the main grid when the whole system, the power lines, everything is there? All they need is to put a substation there. Who is not connecting Lundazi to the national grid? That I can't answer because I'm not in government.
Mr. Zulu,
I'm not part of the government implementing policies.
Mr. Zulu, you are one of the privileged individuals from this end of the country to have been close to the president before his election as a Republican president. And I know
I welcomed him into Lundas.
And I know you're still close to him. Have you spoken to him about some of these challenges that we are facing? Because when we see you, we see the president.
Moderator, I have never sat with the president after elections. I've never spoken to him not even on phone. Because he's president now. You must understand the processes now to get to the president.
Are you already tired to exhaust those processes? Yes, sir.
What I can tell you, Bwana Moderator, is that the president himself, in Parliament, issued a statement that you ministers, permanent secretaries, are not picking up calls from your constituents. It's not me. It's the president who said it, if you remember. And it is true. The people I was speaking to who are close to the president now, they are not picking my calls. They don't talk to me.
Should that mean you are sidelined, Mr. Zulu?
Just like the council secretary there in Lundas, prior to elections, after elections, because that one came after elections, immediately after elections, I told him what I intended to do in Lundas. He doesn't pick my calls. He doesn't respond to my text messages, even in the depths. I'll give you an example. Look, as a leader who contested on UPND, I know some orphans who really needed help from this government. We were employing 30,000 teachers. but their political leaders, out of selfishness, they employed not less than 5 of their relatives into government as teachers. These orphans would call me because I'm the one who was campaigning for UPND on the ground. Okay. I submitted names. I can tell you, I did not only submit those names to the DEBs, even to the DC. The DC is my sister. I talked to her directly. On this one, I was not helped. Immediately after I lost elections, I went myself to NCC to study construction. I went to UNZA to study project management. I also studied at UNZA monitoring and evaluation. I registered a company. And I told the current council secretary, I extended my hand to the current council chairman, Gordon Tembo. I told him, my brother, I don't want you to fail. You are my young brother. I want you to succeed, because once you succeed, it means the UPND government has succeeded, the people of Rundas have succeeded, because we all, if it was, if the people don't have clean water, those people will suffer, because me and you are fighting.
With all these happenings, Mr. Zulu, should we be...
I understand where we can get cheap fridges for mortuaries. I showed him my company profile. I'm telling you, I have nothing to hide. My brother, if Lundazi needs a mortuary, because we need one, I saw the crisis during COVID. This mortuary is absolute and dilapidated. What we could do is, as it is running in its state, let us install one in the new hospital. Then this one we do an overhaul.
All right.
I learned this from my parliamentary candidate, Shotan Kunika. He donated the mortuary commerce.
May I interject you, Mr. Zulu? We'll get to developmental projects. I want us to first of all look at these happenings that, to a certain extent, they seem like you're being rejected. Are you a rejected member of the ruling party as it stands? You can't get to the president. The president you sat with during the days of you in opposition, but this time around there are people that are blocking you to speak to His Excellency. Are you a rejected family member in the ruling party now? Mr. Zulu, are you there? Mr. Zulu, can you hear me? It seems Mr. Zulu cannot hear me. Let's get back to him. This is Kanele 97.7 FM. Yes, we are getting back to Mr. Zulu right about now, so that we get to continue our conversation. Sincere apologies for that sudden cut earlier on. Otherwise, we are trying our level best to get back to Mr. Zulu and continue our very, very fruitful conversation right here on Kanele 97.7 FM. Mr. Zulu, sincere apologies. It was due to a technical hitch that we lost connectivity. But we can now confirm that, yes, we are back. Welcome back, Mr. Zulu.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I was saying we'll get to look at development on its own in terms of the projects and whatnot that you were suggesting they could have been implemented once elected. We'll look at that. But you did mention earlier on that there are some people that are blocking you to speak to the president because of protocol and all that. My question was, and still stands, should we be safe to say that you are a rejected loyal member of the ruling family?
No, not at all. Look, there is presidency. So the procedure to get to the president is very difficult. The other day, President Lungu was confessing that, when you are president, you don't know what is happening around. You only realize the time you are drowning. Okay. It's the same with, I come from the royal family. Sometimes when you have a chief, chiefs don't really, at times, as a chief, he doesn't understand what people are saying about him until he is drowning. So us, who are around the chief, we are supposed to be honest and straight to him to a point sometimes when it hurts him. Okay? Like personally, I'll tell you, straight to him. Today there is a fundraising event in Lundas about Kolonga ceremony, all right? That event was a flop. They never consulted me. I called one of the organizers and I told them, this will be a flop because you are not consulting the chieftainship.
Even
Fumu na fumu vupambana, presidents na president vupambana. So you have President Hakainde Hichilema as president of the country. But there is presidency. So the people occupying the office of presidency who deal with the operations of the presidency must be magnanimous. Sata addressed them and they told them, don't block my people from meeting me. I feel the president is doing his best to reach out to everyone, but it is not easy. I'll give you an example.
Yes, sir.
I traveled during the consecration of the Episcopal Bishop of Auxiliary Bishop of Chipata.
Okay.
So the president was bound to meet party members at the Teacher Training College, Chipata.
Okay.
Chipata Teacher Training College. I drove there. A youth, a very well-known youth to me and to you, Mark, ran to me and insulted me and he told me, UPF, UPF, what are you doing here? That's a youth from Lundas.
Wow. The same Mark that harassed Honorable Brenda Nyirenda the other day at the hospital.
Mark, yes, that's the Mark who harassed Brenda Nyirenda. The entire team, Timangare was there. Mr. Gia Nyirenda is in charge of operations in the province. He was there. He told me, get out of here. I went there because I didn't know actually that they are meeting, because I'm the one who did the preparation for the printing of the program, the emblem you saw, all those things you saw during the consecration, because I do publishing of the Catholic prints. They come from my desk. So I went to deliver those things for that program.
Okay.
And Difat Shangaya, who is the secretary of the party in Mulundas, called me and said, Chair, I saw you are here. Have you gone back to Lusaka? I said, no, I'm around. I have a challenge. Because we didn't expect to spend the night. So we might have overspent. But I need to see you to help our people. You can't go without greeting the people.
Okay.
So I said, yeah, sure. But where are you people camped? He says, no, we are meeting the president. Because I didn't know about the party program.
Okay.
We're meeting the president at TTC. So I said, right away, I'm leaving my wife here. I'm coming there. I drove there because my aim was to go and see George Manz. I remember after the accident.
Yeah.
He's a good friend of mine. Yeah. So I cancelled that. I suspended that program. I went there. I was vakantuka maki kunshtataki kumbanikora na pamaoko.
So this type of behavior of his has always been in him, isn't it?
Where did that come from? A month before, prior to that consecration, to that event, my mother died, the young sister to my late mom. My young brother, Pumulo, informed the MP for Lundas, who was in parliament then. The MP, when she heard about that, she suspended her business in parliament and came to mourn with us. I informed some of our party members, okay, to say I have a funeral, because we have a blog where we report. If you have a funeral, you report. I reported. That funeral was not posted.
Sorry?
Normally, that my funeral was not posted on the blog. I informed one of the admins. Normally, when you have a funeral, we post on the blog and contributions are made and the like. My funeral was not posted on the blog, and no member of the party came. So when Brenda MP Nyirenda came, we welcomed her, and I took a photo with her, and I posted on my Facebook page. Thank you, my sister, for coming to mourn with us. I feel humbled. Now, there's something people don't understand. Brenda Nyirenda is my sister.
Okay.
Where she comes from, Mukura was Mukura. That is where Ankaz, the mother to the current chief, got married. Kubanjala kwa Brenda.
Okay.
So Brenda and me, we are cousins, we are sisters. So that one is my sister. So besides politics, she is my sister. When we were going to Mukomba for campaign, my car broke down on the road. Current MP Honorable Brenda Nyirenda was coming behind us. She found us in a rapid Yura with a breakdown. She is the one who rescued us. Okay? She gave me some money to send someone to go and buy whatever we are buying. I called, they brought us spares, and we fixed the car. We proceeded to go and campaign, and we are in the same direction.
Wow.
So, this is politics, but people are mixing. We have to be magnanimous on certain issues.
All right.
Don't make me hate people because of anything. Golden Temple is my young brother, okay? Me, I was born in Lundaza. I'm the son to the late Chief Mbaba. I know Golden very well.
All right.
I was his head boy at the township. When I was in grade 9, I think I was in grade 2, 3, somewhere there.
We'll talk a bit about your relationship and how you are working currently, because you lost and you won. First of all, I want us to look at you doing the ambassadorial job, you being the ambassador for the people of Lundazi when you are in Lusaka. Don't you think if the people of Lundazi were to see you today, they would call you a liar because of the promises President Hakainde Hichilema made and they haven't been fulfilled, and they may think it's you actually who cheated them to vote for the president?
First of all, it would be unfair to completely call me a complete liar. One, during campaigns, I made it clear that if you vote for me, then we can transform and change Lundazi, because UPND knows the economic transformation of a constituency, a district. You cannot transform a constituency or a district with the 1.6 million kwacha you are getting as CDF, because this is the only money you have access to and you have authority over as MP or as council chairman. In our deliberation and party policy, this money will raise to over 30 million. Get me clearly, because it was not a policy of UPND to make it less than 30 million. But it is maybe because of budget constraints. This they did not believe. And I told people where we went that even Pano Pakaya Ban, we will not go and put street lights where they are not needed. You need actually solar lights. Pamuzi, imoza first, imoza last. When we electrify with solar all these villages, Mumizi Mkarengengwe, then now we'll be moving towards town. I made it clear we will put boreholes. I made it clear that we will build more classroom blocks. I made it clear that we will buy desks because CDF will be increased. I think it will be unfair to say we are liars.
Vakumkhozganisoni ya presidenti patunandu totulje kuchitika mwakwenerera ufu uchipenge mtengo undachipe.
But here is the thing, moderator. We are riding on the process that PF had already started. Look, we are buying desks because PF had built schools. You can't buy desks where there are no schools. Okay? The only third part now was these schools were built with unsustainable debt. We are riding on the process that PF had already build hospitals. So our role should be to buy medicines in hospitals and to improve the welfare of people in hospitals. If these things are not there, then there is a problem.
They are not there. So, the Minister of Health has just confirmed that maybe in June, that's when the problem of the shortage of medicines in health facilities may be done away with. As it stands, we're still facing that. How do you feel?
That is where the problem is. So for me, we are scoring in some areas, okay? We are lagging behind in some areas where we need improvement, yes. And that will always happen from a moderator in government. Look, there are three wings of government: the executive, the legislature, and
the judiciary.
The judiciary, yes. So the legislature must play its role to ensure that there is more allocation of funds to local development at constituency level. Right now, you'll be shocked if we are talking of CDF. CDF is making a lot of noise. But are you aware that it's less than 5% of the national budget? It's very little. So for me, we have to pull up, take it to 100 million per constituency to make a real positive impact. Let it go to up 10%. Okay? Yes. If we take it to 10%, take out all the fears, take this to 10%, you will see the actual impact.
All right.
But then we need these funds are spent by council secretaries.
All right.
We need honest men in those offices.
Let's move on. Let's move on, Mr. Zulu. I want us now to talk about. It's close to 2 years now since you lost that particular election. Have you ever visited Lundazi since then?
No, I visited once, but it was not an official political visit. I came for the traditional ceremony. You remember, I come from the royal family and the spokesperson for press and public relations. And so I came to represent His Royal Highness, Chief Mpamba, to deliver his speech during the Klonga traditional ceremony in August last year. But since then, I have never come to Lundazi.
Does it mean you have bad memories of Lundazi? Close to 2 years, Mr. Zulu, not visiting the people you solicited votes from.
No, not at all. You see, the issue is what I've told you. So you have an election, you elect a leader. Our current leader in Lundazi is Gordon Tembo. When he won, the following morning as they were declaring him winner, I walked to the council to go and congratulate him. And I told him, I'm ready to work with you. I actually sent him messages. I can even be your campaign manager in 2026 if you deliver on the promises that we made. Because the people have voted for you.
How is he delivering? Are you working together?
When I tell him, let's do this, I feel we need to do this. He will tell me, yes, I've heard you, my brother. But I don't see any progress.
Do you feel betrayed by the stance that you have taken?
I feel betrayed by... the people themselves should feel betrayed. That's why I'm saying this in public now. The people themselves should feel betrayed that they have put someone in office who has a brother who lost and is magnanimous enough to say, let's work together. The council secretary doesn't pick my cause. Look, when you are in leadership, help them.
You've left your statement, Mr. Zulu. You've left your statement hanging in there. You've mentioned the council chairperson. You've also mentioned the council secretary. You were on your way saying the DC. Would we get wind of what you wanted to arrive at? When you...
So the point is, to develop a district, you need a plan. Okay? You cannot plan development with your enemy. I'm not an enemy. I extended the hand of how we can develop Lundazi. I had a plan. I want to give this plan to them.
You still want to...
never been caught.
You still want to give them a plan close to 2 years down the line? You haven't given them?
They haven't invited me. I've asked for them to say, let's sit down, my brother. They can't. We can't sit down.
Are you too desperate to meet up with them such that they don't seem to care?
I'm too desperate to see development. Because UPND has formed government. I was the representative of UPND. And by the way, because I don't have any vested interest to rerun in 2026. So I'm very desperate.
You're not interested to run again as Lundazi Town Council chairperson in the next general election? Is that what you said?
Not at all. No, not at all. That's why I am very desperate to ensure that this development comes, because if government change, for goodness sake, they may not get the 30,000 they are getting.
I thought
the 30 million.
I thought earlier on you confirmed to us here that some PF insiders came and told you that their party had adopted thieves to run for some of these positions.
Yes.
Why didn't you trust those statements that were made to you, such that you still need to work with them? Do you think they have changed now, having been declared thieves by their own members of the party?
Yes, they said so, and I used that language during the campaign. But what was shocking to me is that there was no evidence.
Okay.
The very people who were telling me those lies or truth, I actually found them eating with the very people they called thieves. So there was no evidence.
There's no permanent enemy in politics. You people say that.
So there shouldn't be permanent enemy in leadership, not just in politics.
Okay.
In leadership. That is why it is very important as a country for us to move forward. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
They are leaders of PIF. They are leaders of UPND. Brenda Nyirenda, the current MP for Rundas, is my leader, whether I like it or not. So there are things I must learn from her, and I should approach her and tell her where there is need, where people need a clinic, where Chief Mpamba needs a palace, because it is provided for in the CDF. I should be able to talk to them. The council secretary should pick the phone. Where Chief Mwase, Senior Chief Mwase needs a palace. Where there is a harassment of our people along the border. So there shouldn't be enemies in leadership. Because when there are enemies in leadership, the way it is in Lundaz, the way it is in Rumez, the way it is in Ichasef, it is the grass that suffers. So I am pragmatic, and I will.
No permanent enemy, Mr. Zulu, you said in leadership inclusive. Your sister, Honorable Brenda Nyirenda, was a few weeks ago harassed by the purported UPND cadres who were sent by the provincial chairman, Joe Habi Mtonga. He confirmed that in an interview with us live on this particular platform. How do you feel with those happenings? I know you're a kind of a person that you stand up to your word and call a spade by its name. When the tracks for Alibu were impounded, you stood up and condemned the act. This one, you are very, very quiet. Where do you stand, Mr. Zulu?
So there is what we call the rule of law, which my president preaches every day.
Yeah.
In order for us to oblige by the rule of law, to stand by the rule of law, to stand by constitutionalism, the president abolished cadreism. It's not me.
By word and by mouth?
By word, by mouth, and by action.
We don't see much change these days.
Okay. So the president is very clear on the stance, his stance on cadreism.
My journalists were threatened.
My point, moderator.
Please go ahead.
So let me drive my point, Bwana Moderator. So the president is very clear on that. But also there are rules. Okay, let's not write our own rules, but there are rules that you cannot go per hospital and start hooting. Am I right? You know that. You cannot hoot State House, meaning these areas are supposed to be quiet. Okay? You can't go and make noise ku hospital. No, you can't. You cannot make noise na motoka ku State House. You can't. So there are rules that govern how an institution should be run. I was not in Lundazi at the time. I saw the clip very clearly. And I sent a text message to Honorable Brenda Nyirenda. I said, this that has happened is unfortunate. Now, take it from me. I sent that message to say it is unfortunate. I did not say it is wrong or right. It is unfortunate. She did not respond to my message. I called her. She did not pick my call.
Wow.
What I wanted to find out from her was, one, why did she invite a lot of people when making that donation? I don't have the right to tell her how she should make the donation anyway. But because there are rules of how you can go to hospital, you know, even when you are visiting, me, my family is huge. My father had a lot of wives, and if you see my family, we are more than 500. If I go kwa Kaitinde, kwa Bota, kose kwa mizi yosira. Kuchimturu kose kwa Barewane. If I'm sick, not all of them will be allowed to visit me at one time. The doctor will have prescribed the number of people to see me at one point. Now, the question I have is, was the hospital in operation at the time of the donation? If the answer is yes, that's what I wanted to hear from her. I wanted also to find out from her, why were there so many people whom I saw during her donation? Because her gesture to donate is a call. She is a constitutionally elected leader, and nobody can ask her what she should donate and where to donate, because all MPs throughout the country do that. She has the constitutional right, and she's not mandated to go and first report to someone, I'm going to donate this now to the hospital. Can the director accept? No. Akuru para kunyukwa kaitinde kulinyifwa. When I'm going, she goes there to donate a coffin. She does not go to ask anyone. Paralandu vaotimba bora. She goes there to donate bora na majezi. She does not ask anyone. But kuchipatala, you must understand me, but kuchipatala pura who restricted area, okay? So I wanted to find out from her, but she did not pick my call. And up to now, I would be unfair to her to answer on her behalf and to comment on it. That's why I didn't comment.
But are you aware?
Coming to our cadre, Mark, I was not surprised and I was not shocked that he was in the forefront leading a team of the youths who harassed her, because Mark already harassed me. I made a complaint myself to the provincial team of what I went through. The provincial team has never answered me and has never gotten back to me over the conduct of Mark.
Maybe he has their blessings. Don't you think so?
I don't know. I have not asked whether they have their blessings or not, and I would be unfair to say they have their blessings, because I don't know Johabi as a violent man.
He confirmed.
Is a very peaceful man.
He confirmed on this platform that they saw that.
That's why I'm saying I don't know that, because Johabi himself was attacked several times and he hates Kadarism.
You know You know the true colors of a man when you give them power. They'll show you that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, they have that power now. They can send a cadre to block an area member of parliament, which is a criminal offense as well. And let's look at the location of Chintuta Clinic, hospital rather. You should be aware that there are villagers around that area who have not relocated. And Brenda Nyirenda is more like a president of Lundazi constituency. Are you telling me when people see such a person going to a certain place, they can't follow her and try to be around? People have got different motives. Others would want to get something by the end of it. Others just having a handshake with the area member of parliament. Why should we allow cadres to start harassing area members of parliament when we have our own Zambia police These are people that have been mandated to maintain law and order in the country. If Bwana Johabi himself called the cadres to do that, what was so difficult for him to call Zambia police and do their job?
You have answered for me. So it is not me, but you are right to say it is the duty of the police. Okay? The police, look here. I'll tell you something. Brenda comes to the palace anytime she wants because she's our relative, right? People, when they see her, they follow. Me, if I just drop Oropakaitinde, Pakaya, even as a losing candidate, people will come to greet me. And they were asking me, Honorable Matezrakovic, Stenje, Skipper, Mchere, that is a normal thing. So when people see Brenda, yes, I know, the mob will be there. But here's the thing. That place, that's why I wanted to speak to my elder sister. That place is a hospital. Okay? So I don't know why the donation happened at the hospital, because obviously people will go there to her. Like you have said, you have put it very right. She knows people will follow her in not small numbers, in huge numbers. So the hospital has rules, okay? Very few people at one particular point, because there must be order, should be allowed in the vicinity of Chipatala. I don't blame the donation. No, don't get me wrong. I am saying, Honorable Brenda, for her donation, it was not strange. She has been always like that before she even became MP. She has made several donations to the constituency. I have made several donations too. I have never been attacked by PF. I was never attacked for donating. No, never.
Maybe to bring you to speed, you must also be aware that there is a water challenge at the named health facility, and Honorable Brenda Nyirenda actually constructed the only pit latrine there. Should we now say she doesn't know protocol? She's done that and many other donations at the same health facility, but now concerning the mattresses and whatnot, she hasn't followed protocol. Is there a specific protocol that an area member of parliament should follow?
First of all, there is no protocol in donation.
Okay.
There is no protocol in donation. You can quote me on that one.
Thank you.
When you are donating something, there is no protocol. Okay? To an institution, there is no protocol. There is a protocol in handing over of a facility. The way Short and Kunika donated a mortuary, because it's a permanent facility, immovable asset.
Okay.
There is a protocol in handing over that because it comes with papers.
All right.
Mattresses don't come with papers, so there is no protocol in handing over. Yeah.
All right.
T-shirts, there is no protocol in handing over. Handing over to who? To the hospital. The director of the hospital, when receiving those things, should have guided that, we can't receive these things at the hospital because it's supposed to be a quiet place. Bring these things to my office. On that one, I put the blame on the director of the hospital. The DAO should have advised the director of the hospital, because he is the senior government counselor, to counsel these people.
Okay.
You cannot do this at this institution, at the hospital. It's like, look here, let me tell you. So tinanyifwa torira pano. Then, because me, I want to donate. Mwenu, panyifwa penpala para nafunga jezi, nafunga jezi, ya bora, na mabora, na mbo pasabantu. There will be commotion. Aswantu, one second, you are thinking, shika ulimbuzele za unausu. Wambo peleka majezi panyifwa. Why? I'm doing a good thing at the wrong place.
All right.
So a hospital, for me, the donation was perfectly done, but not at a hospital.
All right. Let's do this, Mr. Zulu. We don't want to overrun. There's another program that is supposed to come very soon. I would want us to allow a few more people to call us and have some questions to you and get to respond to them. But way before I give them an opportunity, but you can call us on 0776371293 or 0969928858. We'll be able to accommodate you. As we wait for those calls, they're already here though. My question to you, digest this, Mr. Zulu. It seems now civil servants are being punished for that particular action. Cadres are not being punished. Don't you think that is a selective application of the law? Get hold of your thought and let's accommodate this one. You're through to Kanele FM.
Yes,
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Banda Francis from Catholic Commission for Justice and Peace.
Thank you so much, Mr. Banda. We are hosting Mr. Zulu Teleman, who is a losing UPND candidate for the seat of Lundazi Town Council chairperson in the 2021 general election. Your question or contribution on the show. Mr. Zulu, can you hear him?
He's quite faint.
Okay. You can.
Makora dada muyuri.
Makora.
Enya.
Ni muongee nipoyamba kwa mwa Chirungamo. Chirungamo chinanena pa 7,011 health workers and teachers kuwande kunyake kama kola nati yae. Fakuli bantu banyake chiringa chokamada chenchicho nokuyamba nchitu. Kuleka bantu banyake bakana filimiga pange 8 7 waleka. So for each one, I think if we can have such leaders, then I think we would move forward. Before I put your mentor, that is all concerned. By 17 February, Mama Brenda Nyirenda wakaiwa ponghanza chipatara za Malaiti. Kutubana wanani wanabonda ulimachua tuwakufa. But the answer that our Honorable Vice President answered, Chilipwendeka toos tabene rundazi. Toos. Answer ita iwemcha, kutinga puligana zanyifa pera ya kurundazi yae. And then we were very shocked. And I don't know who is going to hear us. Kaina President, kandiwa Vice Vamuyoya nasi, I don't know. Secondly, past 8 April, tigana provincial committee ya UPND ajuhabi bakashitangachia meeting hiyo ma business community bakatandawanga za vintu ngati maraiti musee warundazi na vinandi but the way he answered as a chairperson, me, I was not comfortable on this because we said the hospital can never be transferred. How can you transfer a hospital? We build a hospital where there is a lot of people. Can we take that hospital back? He agreed. He said, okay, me, because I'm very friendly to Minister of Health, just give me 2 weeks. It is now a month. He can't even respond.
Okay.
This hospital is a very, if there is change that the people from that can see from UPND, can you remove can you take back the hospital? That will be the first step that we will see. We know you have done something like your CDF and so on. But the first one that hurts us is the hospital. And we want you we are calling you as our messenger to the president. Please. Nangauli mwayoya kuti nthozi nandi manyuli. Yezeani chomene. Tuwakulije kuti muntu wangasende chipatachi kutengere huko. And so on pano bridge walijara. 3 weeks. And pali nchito ikuchitika hapa bridge. We have never seen the council chairperson, the DC, to see the project there. Never. And when we have spoken to one of those, they can't cross. Now, what type of development is UPND bringing? We are trying on that.
Mr. Banda, wind up, please.
Okay. The other thing is our security men.
Abanda.
Free. Those are Makagas Agananga hospital. And there are a lot of things that the people have complained. In fact, the PS Eastern Province has red papers where others sold machines, others got fertilizers. He has the PS Eastern Province has these letters in his office. But there's nothing. The ACC guy, my police, they're just sitting like that.
All right.
What have you done with us, Lundazi? Thank you.
Mr. Banda, I have to let go of you. Mr. Zulu will pick another call, but there's a text coming through via our Facebook page from Perry Nkoma.
Before you pick the call, read that text so that I respond to Mr. Banda immediately before I lose my thought.
No problem. Mr. Zulu, the very sister of yours is the one who went around Lundazi constituency and made sure your brother won the chairmanship. So it's within your family, or maybe it's a family issue over the Malawi people voting in Zambia, especially Lundazi. If it's true that they voted, then if the current leadership is not taking action, it means they might be planning to use them in the coming elections. And over the MP's donation at the hospital, why only in Lundazi? Because we see MPs making donations all over the country and nothing like what happened over our police. I was sure. That one is funny enough because the Lundazi community applied for a police permit to demonstrate over power outages and they were not allowed. But party cadres, especially from the ruling party, demonstrated over grants and no one was arrested. The losing MP for Lundazi constituency had a meeting in Lundazi and Mwase, nothing up to the harassment of the member of parliament, and no one has been caught or arrested. So are we still in the banana republic or it is an animal farm? Look at our roads, but it's like development for Lundazi is only during campaign and on paper. Kindly respond to these two and then we can pick a few more calls, Mr. Zulu.
Sono akuru nifwa yuwawa para ipa nyumba pako para ipa mnyako yoneka nganjo pepuka. The issue iwayo ya banda ya kuti maraiti kuruta wana kufuka mu incubator. Ila nkani nkaipulika ku parliament. Umwatumila banda phone ku state house opulika, vice president opulika. Kuli jeshi yake shineni ngayowe. Kupulika boma opulika. Issue yake vashtareza banda yangu ya, what was the second issue?
Chipatala one.
Chipatala, yes. Chipatala chila chili kutengeri. Chikwenekero muvinga. Now, let me tell you something. And this is very shocking. So, I sat with a Chinese firm, Visosat. Okay? They deal in solar energy. And I asked them, how much would it cost to put 100 bulbs on solar, 2, 10 air cons, 3, just 5 incubators on solar. They gave me a quotation and I have it and I'll forward it to you.
Okay.
The quotation was $75,000. That translates to less than 1.5 million. CDF, you have over 20 million. Varavana paravakufa muma hospital chukwa chamalaiti. The CDF committee, with the current leadership that is leading the council, does not understand the proper usage of those funds as a priority. They could have gone out to find how much it could cost to put the whole hospital on solar. Now, here is what a good council would do. Put the old hospital on solar, put new facilities there, refurbish the mortuary, put new beds and mattresses, and write to government. We have refurbished the old hospital where we were transferred from. We therefore demand that you give us authority to transfer back to the new hospital. This the current council has not done. But the council is putting the blame on government. You don't have a working council. And these are the ideas. I want to talk to them. They don't pick my calls. We don't talk. And the Chochun Gongoes have told you, because Kurunda's land will vote Chipani, not Mundu. They don't see the wisdom in a leader. They don't know who a leader is. So, Chipani should win all the ward councillors, PF. Council chairman is PF. MP is PF. MP does not decide where the money is spent on CDF. No. But the money is allocated to the constituency because of the MP to fulfill the promises.
Okay. Let's talk a bit about cadreism.
And so people like my young brother Mugala or whoever, when they go to campaign, these are the issues they should be telling the people. That look, money is there, they are not doing this. This is the problem.
All right. Perry has talked about your cadres not being arrested as well. I can confirm that our journalists after there is a report. The question should be, were these cadres reported? And if not, why were they not reported? Because there were 2 crimes committed at that scene. One, conduct likely to cause breach of peace. And yet,
they were supposed to be reported for that crime.
Our journalists were threatened that they'll be attacked from the studio here at that particular...
This is what I'm telling you. Conduct likely to cause breach of peace. This they should have been reported for. Number 2, threatening violence is a crime which they should have reported for. So if the police is not arresting them on this, when you go there, you check in their obstetric record, you should be able to say they were not arrested. Why? There is no report. Who reported? Who is the complainant?
But the civil servants are being reprimanded. Who complained?
So now look, I read in the paper that the doctor has been transferred, the doctor who received the mattresses. All I can say actually is they have taken away a burden from him, because I'm trying to imagine you receive mattresses, there was an uproar from the people over this donation. There was an uproar from those who did not agree with the donation, and then you are working as a medical practitioner because you have to be professional. Now look at the situation.
Yeah.
If this very person who harassed him gets sick and is under his care, would he look after him? So if there was a transfer, I think it was done in good faith. They have saved his career so that he can perform his duties diligently somewhere else, but within the government. And all I can ask him is, when politicians do what we are doing as politicians, it's very important to sought advice. Because he has his seniors and they like to say, oh, there is this donation which is coming. How are we going to handle it? Because he knew prior to donation. How are we going to handle it? So that when they go to ask him, but in a down parida, dissing parida, akanso changa parida kuti ava woleta ma mattresses and kuno mpokerere, so abantu bakiza yayi. So mutenga chitauli ntenga kana ma mattress ntenga kana ichikwa vantu ogona pasi. Kwa ina wanopana na ruara, ma mattress ya wakashita doneta brenda nipona mgona ka. Amaki vara wakaruta kura wakauska vivrungwere para ruara nipona mgona ba.
Mr. Zulu, kindly, we're just remaining with 3 minutes. Let me just accommodate a few more calls. Then we can wrap it up. 0776371293 or 0969928858. Bwana aba wazulu waliko na fundo kuluska ajohabi kwene pempo ndakuti programu hii muivikeko muchakwitu chitumbuka kuti vipulikike pose pose balije kubikapo zino kwene namba yao ikumalira 9984 kumaliro
pepani mwanangu abangu nifumba mchizungu ndenangu yoanati ndenangu kwanya mchitumbuka nati pepa mbare wani.
You're through to Kanele FM. Hello.
Yes, Stevie.
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
I'm blessed. This is the voice of Philip Potter from Rumezi.
All right. Be as brief as you can to the points and share with us your thoughts.
No, I'll comment on Facebook. I just want to ask, this program, is it on our Facebook page? Is live?
It's live on our Facebook page, Kanele 97.7 FM. It's also live on Radio Garden and other online platforms.
All right, I'll comment on Facebook.
All right. 0776371293 panji titoleko waka babiripera mulina fumbo yachi kwa dada Zulu wali kuluskiwa ukanso chairperson ndipo pano pa program pala kuti valije chilako lako cha kuti panji vamirireso muchirimika cha 2026. Kanele FM, hello?
Matanda Rauli.
Makola kwa limwe?
Tatadala, Professor Chairman ya Johabi Matadalauli.
Pali tina Johabi ya ilino tilina Teleman Zulu.
Wasema Zulu, amlamu.
Fumbana dada anguluwe mwalilo kanyengo katimalira.
Anguluwe uli.
Matadalauli ya Teleman Zulu.
Yewa akuru muri uli.
Isatine makora kumpata wewe sukanita uli.
Makora akuru.
Yewe, Sepulu. From 1991, kala UNIP FMAPO paza MMT. MMT FMAPO paza PF. PF FMAPO pa UKND. Anime mnamo wa bumula nikakahenda kumu UKND mkati yaya beyazi mpata pia kufumanimo. So ine kakonga imwe adada apumulo Zulu. Pasina kuzanga pasama kuchukamo so tilenge uli adada azulu chipate ite zikulo wamwe zikomo
Taonga.
So ili mwisatizye
Taonga. 0776371293 or 0969928858. We can pick one last call and allow Mr. Zulu to actually wrap up so that we can end this conversation. There is another hot one that's coming later on. So stay glued to Kanele FM because you may actually miss out. It seems calls are not coming now. Mr. Zulu, we have to end it. Maybe a reaction from... okay, let's speak to this one. This should be our last caller. Mwatandara mbuni. Makola, mbadada njani wakutuminankwa?
Mbadada jala kundo kwa mwase kwa tokasi.
Tiri na dada Teleman Zulu pano pa phone wali kumsumba wa Lusaka mlinaona fumbo yachi.
Fumbo ndakuti kudagwa tiri kudagwa zakuti Brenda kapeleka nzao vwili wa kutita vantu tikagonengepo patataruwana mbwela kwa mjalira ba uneneswa boma ngwa kuti uli poti boma ruveka vikamu matresi mura langwara mulije so mundu pavako vila vantu ngwa kwananga
Okay. Taonga hiyo dada?
Ndelilo waka.
Taonga chomene. Maybe add to this, Mr. Zulu, as we wind up. What about the demonstration where the police are in receipt of the request from the Lundazi community over power outages? Brother Zulu, you are a victim of cadres. What have you done to avert this vice? And worse enough, they are now targeting Kanele FM radio staff. What of us without names? Are we safe, or maybe we are already in the PF days?
So, first of all, in conclusion...
Yes, sir.
Kanele celebrated its 2 years of its being on air. We used Kanele during our campaigns. Media is a very important tool. You cannot run without Maraiti.
No.
So, Nguromba kwa CDF, Kanele nayo ni community radio, Chikaya ni community radio. It takes less than 100,000 to put those two institutions on solar backup. Because my radio station ya yabiri njitu, ndalama izopanga nzidoko. On your anniversary I wrote, and the MP Chasefu, MP Rumezi, I think not MP Rumezi, but I copied there, MP Lundazi acknowledged the fact that there is a provision for supporting local radio stations. So, Ngwaromba abantu kuti wakwaniske icho. Para wakwaniske ngea indikoti some of us who come out of retirement and come to compete with them so that we can provide those services.
Is there a possibility? Is there a possibility of you coming back?
Yes, if they are not fulfilling what we told the people, because you cannot misuse the opportunity of 30 million without showing the real. I had a program at Tukumbatike Maraiti pa Bridge Pampamba, but Bridge Barije Parana Jomaraya. First you renovate the bridge, and then you put a police post across Kwampamba, Paramaika police post for patrol. That's when you put Maraiti. So these programs you must do them intelligently, which you know, you must do them intelligently. Manners must be. George Mwanza, mayor for Chipata. I talked to him with my brother. He went to Germany. You saw what he brought from there.
Yeah.
In Lundazi, we have a council also there. We have leadership there. Let us show what we are capable of doing. George Mwanza is working with DC Chipata. You know, they're working very well. Chipata is changing. What is the problem with Lundazi? What is the problem with Rumez? What is the problem with Dasef? Tunangazina president. The president can't be everywhere. MP with Brenda Nyirenda is our current MP. I would encourage her to continue to make those donations like she has always done. Parija ichiwakananga ine kwa ine. Parija ichiwakananga kupereka matresira cha. When she was not guided. You know, us politicians, all church. Naruta nkumbani pereke uwili tais kwa bambo. Me, I'm Catholic. I will not carry and begin kutaandala mantepo ruta kutaya. Mbwewa ntodoba kutaya. It is the manner in which you are giving.
Okay.
That matters. Yes.
Mr. Zulu, can we end there?
So the unfortunate part is we concentrated mainly on the donation that happened. And on my own, on Kadarism, on the youth, final word.
Yes, sir.
These attacks you are making, others, if they don't respond, they are not weak. You are planting hatred which PF had planted in Anyengo. They beat Pumuru almost close to death. They beat Kadange close to death. Kadange, I don't know how he's alive up to now. I don't know how he survived that. But they planted that hatred. Let us not plant hatred now. Let it end. Let us build love in this country. We have only one country. The youths must go back to Karima. Kwene kuli point imoza ina kumbachomene kuziga parejo. Point yanjara. Point yanjara. The president, after we won the elections, because without me saying this point in Koti, Tananga was a program.
Maybe just under a minute.
Elections,
under a minute, you can stress that point.
Under a minute, Bwana Moderator, thank you very much. Apatika wina wisa visangu wa president wakati ukada wa mara kwenye pangani makooperative. Vandu hapa wakapanga makooperative wa president wakana magana wano wakuti. Vandu sono vangenemo mu economy kuamba panga madeski, kuamba chitava maronda vosi. Kwenye wala makada walichinja plani ya president. Ndiwo sono waruta wakati walafeteleza kwenye munda walichi. Makada para waruta wakati walafeteleza munda walichi ndi kutisono ilafeteleza ugulisa mboyo ufika kumarawi kuvenge sonjara ikuru kujumba ya chakachino. Ichi adako pamoza na timu yao na DC wakweneka usita scrutinize feteleza yukuiza ulimi uno. Kuti wakwenekero making sure kuti wakupafeteleza warongore na pamunda hapa wamuika. Vachite scrutinize maregister wose na makooperative wose para vandu 10. Imwe 10 cooperative inu ni hii kwa mpamba munda ni nguni ni huyu waremba. Awandu kwenekera nadi matumba 444 maregium ni haya. Para tinda chite hicho nikuti UPND waonenge vandu ngakuti ulimi watonda kwenye HH ni mulimu mnitu. Nikuti tananga zina ya president nikuti ise makada ndise tukwananga zina ya president.
Okay.
Makada ngaro tichinje ndipo tuvwire ya president kuti chitukuko chitude panthazi na muungani wa Kanele FM poni kako pa radio kuti mwanya uno ni yoyeko. Naonga chomene.
Na seso tuongere pa kupokera nchemo hii.
Naonga dada munchemenge kona mino chilimika chamara.
Pali Jesus hapa ya ni part 1 kupenjeka part 2 muna vinandi mdazgole ya.
Enya. Vinyake na wekanga vinyake vangwa vinonono.
Taonga dada.
Yeah, now got that.
All right. So we're speaking to Mr. Zulu Teleman, who contested as Lundazi Town Council chairperson in the 2021 general election on the UPND ticket. And fortunately or unfortunately for him, he lost that particular election. On behalf of my sound engineer and producer, John Zaiwan Mseteka, and indeed Edward Banda, I've been your host, Stephen Nkoma. Like we said, there's another big one coming. So stay tuned to Kanele FM. Truly yours, Nchemo Yino. Views expressed on this program do not in any way represent those of the radio station or indeed its presenters. Therefore, will not be held accountable for the effects it may cause. Kwa magodi wazumwanda wakapichira kwa mhamba kwa chikomeni kwa mwaselundazi kwa mwasempangwe uli wapika malaza uko.